Let me tell you something. Cheaters are like Pokemon. There's different types. They all got their own special moves, and once you learn to identify them, you'll never get caught slipping again. Now I know y'all came here for the tea and honey. We're about to spill it all. We're breaking down every single type of cheater walking this earth, from the obvious ones who might as well wear a sign that says, "I'm cheating," to the sneaky ones who could fool the FBI. By the end of this video, you're gonna be a certified cheater detective. So buckle up because we're about to expose everybody. Let's get into it. First up, we got the serial cheater, the Thanos of infidelity. This person collects side pieces like they're collecting infinity stones. They don't cheat once and feel bad about it. Nah, they got a whole rotation going on. These folks got cheating down to a science. They remember birthdays, they got different phones, they probably got a spreadsheet somewhere keeping track of all their lies. They're so organized with their cheating, you gotta respect the dedication. But also, seek therapy immediately. The serial cheater will have you thinking you're in a committed relationship while they're running a whole dating empire behind your back. They're the type to have 3 different Valentine's Day dates and somehow make each person feel special. You can spot them because they're too smooth. They got an answer for everything. Their stories never have plot holes, and they're mysteriously good at compartmentalizing their life. If someone's phone security is tighter than the Pentagon, and they treat their schedule like it's classified information, you might be dating a serial cheater. Fun fact, they usually get caught because they start mixing up names and details. Nothing says I'm cheating like calling you by someone else's name during an argument about trust. Next, we got the emotional cheater. These people swear up and down they're not cheating because nothing physical happened. Sir, ma'am, you're sharing your deepest thoughts, dreams, and feelings with someone who ain't your partner. That's emotional infidelity with a capital E. The emotional cheater has that one friend. They text all day, every day. They share things with this person they don't even share with you. When you're going through relationship problems, guess who they're venting to? That's right, their emotional side piece. They'll defend this friendship like their life depends on it. You're being insecure. We've been friends forever. Meanwhile, they're deleting text threads and getting defensive when you ask who they're texting at 2 a.m. Here's the thing. If you have to hide a friendship from your partner, it's probably crossed the line. If you're emotionally depending on someone else more than your actual partner, that's a problem. These people are basically having a relationship without the physical part, but somehow think that makes it okay. The dead giveaway? They light up when this friend texts them in a way they haven't lit up for you in months. Their whole energy changes. You know what that is. That's called having feelings for someone else, bestie. Then we got the opportunistic cheater. These people don't plan to cheat. They just fall into it whenever the perfect storm of circumstances align. You know, they were drunk, they were vulnerable, the other person was really understanding during a tough time. This is the person who cheats at their high school reunion, on business trips, or when y'all are going through a rough patch. They don't actively seek out affairs, but when opportunity knocks, they answer the door butt naked. They'll hit you with the classic lines. It didn't mean anything. I was in a bad place. I don't even know how it happened. Like, sir, you didn't accidentally trip and fall into someone else's bed. There were multiple decision points where you could have said no. The opportunistic cheater thinks they're better than other cheaters because they don't premeditate it. But here's the thing. Being weak-willed and having poor impulse control isn't a defense. It's just another red flag. You can spot these people because they put themselves in compromising situations and then act surprised when things go wrong. They're the type to go to their ex's house just to talk, or go on solo trips with people they're attracted to. They create opportunities and then act like victims of circumstance. Number 4, the revenge cheater. These people cheat specifically to get back at their partner for something. You hurt them, so they're going to hurt you back. It's like emotional warfare, but make it infidelity. Maybe you cheated first. Maybe you did something that made them feel disrespected, or maybe you just had a big fight and they wanted to teach you a lesson. Whatever the reason, they're using cheating as a weapon. The revenge cheater is messy. They don't really try to hide it because part of them wants you to find out. They want you to feel the same pain they felt. They might even throw it in your face during arguments like, Well, at least Sarah appreciates me. These people are dangerous because they're operating from a place of hurt and anger, which means they're not thinking clearly. They'll blow up whole relationships just to make a point. They're the type to cheat with your friend or someone you know, just to maximize the damage. The thing about revenge cheating is that it never actually makes anyone feel better. You just end up with two people who've been hurt instead of one. But tell that to someone who's seeing red and wants to get even. The exit cheater is something else entirely. These people cheat because they want out of a relationship, but don't have the backbone to just break up with you like a normal person. So they cheat, hoping either you'll find out and dump them, or they'll find someone better and can monkey branch their way out. This is peak coward behavior. Instead of having an uncomfortable conversation about their feelings, they'd rather betray your trust and potentially expose you to STDs. Make it make sense. The exit cheater has usually checked out of the relationship mentally way before they start stepping out physically. They're going through the motions with you while actively looking for your replacement. They're basically conducting job interviews for your position while you think everything's fine. You can spot these people because they become distant, start picking fights over nothing. They're subconsciously trying to justify their cheating by making you the bad guy. She's always nagging me anyway, becomes their internal excuse for their behavior. The really messed up part? Sometimes they don't even want the person they're cheating with. They just want an escape route. They're using someone else as a stepping stone out of your relationship. That's not just cheating. That's using multiple people at once. Next up, we got the validation cheater. These people don't cheat because they don't love you. They cheat because they don't love themselves enough. They need constant proof that they're attractive, desirable, and wanted by multiple people. The validation cheater has the self-esteem of a deflated balloon. They can be in the most loving, supportive relationship ever, but if someone else shows them attention, they're like a moth to a flame. They can't resist the ego boost of knowing someone new finds them attractive. These people collect admirers like trophies. They might not even sleep with all of them, but they love having options. They love knowing that if they wanted to, they could. It's like having a backup plan for the backup plan's backup plan. You could spot a validation cheater because they need to be the center of attention. They're always fishing for compliments, posting thirst traps on social media, and flirting with people harmlessly. They can't handle not being the most attractive person in the room. The frustrating thing about validation cheaters is that no amount of love and reassurance from you will ever be enough. You can worship the ground they walk on, and they'll still need validation from strangers. It's not about you. It's about their deep-seated insecurity that they refuse to address. The compartmentalizer is scary because they're basically living multiple lives simultaneously and somehow keeping it all straight in their head. They got their home life with you, their work life, where they might be cheating with a colleague, and their social life, where they might have another whole situation going on. These people have mastered the art of mental separation. When they're with you, they're present and loving. When they're with their side piece, they're equally present and loving. They don't feel guilty because in their mind, these are completely separate worlds that don't affect each other. The compartmentalizer is the hardest type of cheater to catch because they're genuinely good at keeping their story straight. They don't slip up often because they've trained themselves to fully exist in whatever reality they're currently in. You might notice that certain parts of their life feel off limits to you. Maybe you never meet their work friends, or they have social circles you're not part of. They keep different aspects of their life very separate, which allows them to cheat without the world colliding. The scary part about compartmentalizers is that they can look you dead in the eye and tell you they love you, and they mean it. They just also love other people too, and they've convinced themselves that's okay as long as you don't know about it. Last but not least, we got the accidental cheater. Now hold up. Before y'all start rolling your eyes, hear me out. These people genuinely believe they accidentally cheated, and somehow they've convinced themselves that makes it better. The accidental cheater is the king or queen of blurred boundaries. They don't set out to cheat, but they also don't set clear limits for themselves. They're the type to have innocent coffee dates with their ex, or develop close friendships with people they're attracted to without acknowledging the danger zone they're entering. They'll tell you things like, one thing just led to another, or I never intended for it to happen. Like, bestie, you didn't accidentally trip and fall into a whole relationship situation. There were warning signs you chose to ignore. The accidental cheater often lacks self-awareness about their own feelings and motivations. They don't recognize when they're developing feelings for someone else, or they convince themselves it's just friendship until they're making out in a parking lot somewhere. You could spot these people because they're always putting themselves in questionable situations and then acting surprised when things go wrong. They have poor boundaries, they don't think about consequences, and they somehow always end up in complicated situations that could have been avoided with better decision making. All right. There you have it. 8 types of cheaters that you need to watch out for. Now look, I know some of y'all are probably having flashbacks right now, thinking about that ex who fits perfectly into one of these categories. And some of y'all might be looking in the mirror like, wait, am I one of those? Here's the thing. Cheating is a choice, not a mistake. It doesn't matter what type of cheater someone is. The result is the same. Broken trust, hurt feelings, and damaged relationships. But knowing these types can help you spot the warning signs early. Pay attention to people's patterns, not just their words. And remember, if someone cheated with you, they'll probably cheat on you too. If you've been cheated on, it's not your fault. You can't control other people's choices. You can only control your own responses. And if you're currently cheating, just stop. Either fix your relationship or leave it. But don't keep hurting people because you can't make up your mind. Drop a comment and let me know. Which type of cheater have you encountered? Did I miss any types? And if this video called out your ex a little too accurately, smash that like button and subscribe for more relationship reality checks. Remember y'all, you can't turn a cheater into a keeper, but you can turn yourself into someone who doesn't tolerate that mess. Until next time, keep your standards high and your trust earned, not given. Peace.